I'm John Burt. I'm Head of Enterprise Architecture at Manchester City Council, but also head up our digital enablement function, where we're really looking to address kind of poor business processes in the organisation using low-code technologies, automation and artificial intelligence.
And Manchester City Council are on a trajectory. They're on a journey themselves, like a lot of local councils. They've, got a load of legacy process and systems and things in place that they've built up over the years. They've seen that, they've recognised that, and they're now positioning themselves to go on this transformation journey to unlock a whole load of value across different technologies.
Personally, I've been working through a number of different roles now with ANS for about 14 years and really gone on that journey as the organisation's transformed from being that traditional kind of infrastructure data centre provider now into that kind of true digital enablement.
First engagement between ANS and Manchester City Council, helping them adopt some computing power within our data centre. Fast forward a couple of years and then helping them transition into public cloud and adopt those cloud services.
Well, Manchester City Council is there really to serve the citizens of the area. We're a big local authority covering a number of different areas, street cleaning, refuse collection, potholes, which is always a favourite. We're really starting to abstract ourselves away from the technology really and really look at that kind of true digital enablement. So we've been working with ANS, particularly over the last couple of years, around establishing our Azure capability, putting that landing zone in place so we have a modern, secure capability to build services out from. And at the start of this year, we started working with the ANS Centre of Excellence.
Centre of Excellence is a fundamentally managed service for ANS that wraps all of the great capability of ANS in an isolated sphere that the customer can leverage as they need to go on this journey. So in the case of Manchester City Council, they've got a load of initiatives across digital transformation that they want to go on quite a quick iterative transformation process, and the Centre of Excellence allows them to have that capability on hand every month.
It's flipped it from thinking about the technology to really thinking about the use cases and the outcomes that we're trying to achieve. We're at the beginning of that journey, but we've already had our first playback of the adult social services discharge to assess. So that's where people are ready to be discharged from hospital. And at the moment, that's all managed through spreadsheets. And what we're looking at doing is using a low-code platform to modernise that capability, but also then to use integrations to automatically take data feeds from the hospital and then pass them on to the various different pathways that adults go into after they've been discharged from hospital. That's going to have a huge impact to that part of the organisation. Because as I say, that's where we see a big demand, that's where we're seeing overspend as well. So it's really looking to modernise and streamline that capability and give us that good data quality that we can then do further analysis for in the future. But the true quantum leap that we've seen in technology and advancement is the generative AI.
When we really dig into it, there's a misconception that AI is quite complicated, quite difficult to embed and use. What we wanted to do with Manchester City Council was to really help demonstrate that AI doesn't have to be complicated. It's something that can be used in line with what they're doing today.
The work that we did with ANS around the AI pothole classification.
A citizen of Manchester sees a pothole, they take a picture of it, that picture goes and sits somewhere on a system in Manchester City Council, and someone needs to go and open up that picture, look at the picture, classify, is it a pothole, is it not a pothole? The augmenting of AI within that process, really help them understand the value of AI and how that can impact the wider organisation, how they can leverage that.
We're already seeing big impacts from that in areas of the organisation. We're actually now taking those and running them through machine learning to actually understand the depth of them and therefore how quickly we need to react to them. We're already talking to housing services around doing that for damp and mould. There's a new law coming in around where they have to act across certain levels of damp and mould within residence buildings. So the number of AI capabilities we have in the pipeline is fundamentally going to shift. As a technology, to me, it's really exciting because we can put it in the hands of users straight away. Been a long-term relationship for Manchester City Council with ANS, plus some relationships that ANS has with the likes of Microsoft, which has become an even more strategic partner for ourselves. And it's that working this partnership not just with one organisation but multiple different organisations. ANS is certainly one of our strategic partners that we currently work with. I think obviously it's one of our biggest and brightest companies in Manchester as well, so it's something we're really proud of.
Having Manchester City Council as a flagship customer of ours is something that we hold quite dear. We like to show that we're giving back, we're doing our bit and we're supporting them to achieve their goals.
And I think moving forwards as well, it's that development and looking beyond the work that we do together from a digital and ICT perspective, but getting into that kind of social value contribution and really that impact that the organisation has both through the apprenticeships and the Manchester Youth. So, what really that added benefit back to the city that ANS provides.